everybody watching. Welcome to the Raw Vegan Monthly Party, and welcome everyone who's bought food. Oh wait, I can see more people. I'll just add here. We have bought Asian cuisine themed meals, and we are going to share them, talk about the fun first off of eating this way, and then the benefits, and back to the fun, because I think Asian flavors are so fun and amazing. Okay, Lisa, do you want to start? Let me see if I can bring you up onto the main screen and you can show your food.
All right. Woo! I'm in the spotlight right now.
You
okay. So today I made sushi. So I started making this about a half an hour before class, so it didn't take a lot of time. And I'm just gonna move the sauce because it's pretty.
We don't want sauce all over you.
Yeah, right. I know it's a full one. So the sauce is the gyoza dumpling sauce from my recipe book, the new sushi ebook. But here we go. So these are all the exact same nori rolls, except I have different toppings on these ones. So it's really cool with sushi is because you can kind of plate it up however you like and add different things to it. You could put like ginger and wasabi on top of these ones. This one is the furikake sprinkles, and I've got sesame on top of this with the kimchi. And all of this is in my sushi ebook that I just released. There's 160 recipes in there. So lots and lots of different fun ways to make sushi. And what I wanted to mention, health benefit wise, I like that you said that, was that all of this sushi I can eat for dinner. So this is 2 rolls using 4 nori sheets because I use 2 sheets for each roll. And this is an entire head of cauliflower. All of this is an entire head of cauliflower. And on a raw diet, depending on how you're eating a raw diet, choline can be one of those nutrients that kind of gets forgotten about, and it's a brain nutrient and it's essential. We have to get it from our diet. So choline is one of those really important ones. And, you know, it's not as abundant necessarily in a raw diet, even if you eat a lot. Like, for example, 1 banana has only 11 milligrams, whereas 1 head of cauliflower has 270, I think, something like that, depending on the size of it. So we need for women, we need 425 milligrams a day, and men need about 550 milligrams a day of the choline. So it's really easy to get choline when you have sushi, because you can eat a whole head of cauliflower like this, and that's a huge chunk, a big portion of the choline that you need every day. And I've noticed this with some people who end up going back to animal products. They tend to crave eggs because eggs are really high in choline. So sometimes it's just you're missing choline in the diet. And if you're not having a wider variety of foods to get more of those nutrients, cauliflower. So the cauliflower rice, for these ones, I do a wet chop. And so what I do is I fill my Vitamix halfway with water. I put 500 grams of cauliflower raw in the blender. And then I pulse that with the water for 3 seconds, or just blend it for 3 seconds. And then I run it through a fine mesh metal strainer and squeeze out all the water. You could use a nut milk bag as well. That way it's fine. And they like stick together really well. They don't fall apart. And they're really, really high quality, solid sushi pieces. And then, you can put whatever you want inside. Today I have carrot, bell pepper, onion, and avocado. And then I have the kimchi on top and some other sprinkles. But that's
Yum.
that.
Yum. That looks amazing. I'm so glad you mentioned the choline as well, because I notice I crave, out of all the veggies I crave, I will literally go days where I just munch on cauliflower with like dips. Like I feel like I'm really intuitive, but that's a much better way to get it in.
It's so fun. It is so much fun to make the sushi. And when you get creative and start to play around with like different toppings and different fillings, like in the sushi ebook, we've got so many different kinds of sushi rolls that you can make, the different colors. Like we have a blue one, a pink one, red, yellow, orange, green, like all different colors and different fillings. We have the marinated lion's mane mushrooms. That's also a really good brain food as well. And then there's other things too. There's 40 sauces in there, like so many different things that you can make. But yeah, I love that information about choline because not very many people really, talk about that. And it's a really important one to be mindful of, in our diet. Because, sometimes you just go about your day, you're feeling good or whatever. And over time, deficiencies can show up if we don't, proactively work on them. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And yeah, look, even the sushi book for sauces, I was like using your sauces on all sorts of meals. Like they were so incredible. So much skill there. So that looks amazing. You enjoyed that. Okay.
Lisa, did you say it took half an hour?
Yeah, it took just under a half an hour to make 2 rolls. So it really takes hardly any time to do the wet chop and then the squeeze. That's like maybe 5 minutes. And then I like just slice up a little bit of bell pepper, some avocado, whatever I want to put in there. And then I just roll them up and make the sauce. Was pretty easy. So yeah, about 25 minutes to make those 2 rolls.
That's super fast.
Yeah, it's really fast. Yeah.
It looks amazing. But I always notice with raw foods that the more you do it, the more like anything, it becomes natural. Like you don't think about it. Like when I make my sauces and dressings and stuff, people are like, oh, you get your blender out. I'm like, oh my God, it's like part of me. Like I don't know any different now. You've got to like show up for yourself.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And yeah, like you said, we get good at what we practice. So if we do it, more often, it gets faster, it gets easier, and we just go through the motions because it's our reality. So it's really easy. The only thing that would be a little bit more intense is if you have to like marinate mushrooms and then dehydrate them for it. But these rolls are really simple because I just put avocado, bell pepper, onion, and carrot in it. So it was like really fast to make it. But yeah, like you can make simple sushi, easy sushi, or you can make complex sushi, like with a glaze that you dehydrate overnight and stuff like that. So, it just depends on your time and your planning but you can make it easy.
Did you add cashew? I think sometimes you would add cashews, right?
Yes. So that is for the inside out roll. That's the one that has the cauliflower on the outside because it kind of makes it more sticky and it doesn't fall apart as easily. But when I'm just using the regular nori rolls, I skip that part. But yeah.
Ooh, great.
So I like this here. Koala Mama said here she always keeps some rough chopped cauli in the freezer now and just pulls it out in the morning and leaves it on the counter. So
that's a great idea.
There's another option there. So yeah. Okay, Miranda, I muted everyone, so you'll have to unmute yourself, I think, there.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, that's me. Hang on. I've got the wrong person up there. Let me just bring you to the front there. There you go.
Hello. So I sometimes use rice and stuff, but I was trying to be more raw vegan because raw vegan. I did the kind of like a carrot pulp tuna because I juiced some carrots earlier, so I had some leftover, and then I added like some pickles and spices and herbs and stuff. So I made like a spicy tuna, I think. And I did avocado and cucumber, red pepper. I love red pepper. And then some marinated enoki mushrooms, which are very high in many different vitamins and minerals. And romaine lettuce kind of around it. It helps it stay together. I also use 2 nori sheets to help it stay together. And then I just have this like simple, can't really show you that well, like a garlic kind of spicy sesame like dipping sauce. And it's really good. And just full of fiber, full of nutrition, full of beta carotene, and just all the good stuff. It's going to make you feel good.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks good. Does anyone have any questions? It looks amazing. Okay, let me bring up Kiko. You enjoy that.
That sauce looks so good, Miranda.
Let me see. I think I have to bring everyone back up here. Everyone's is looking good. It's making me really hungry. Okay, here we go. Kiko.
Hey, hello everyone. So I actually ran out of time, but I wanted to make this one. This is part of the sorry, there's a reflection, but this is the biryani, Indian biryani rice made with cabbage. And yeah, it's basically cabbage and the garam masala and some different kind of nuts in it. It's super good. So every Tuesday I have a pop-up cafe downtown Kyoto, and so today in few hours I'll be heading to my cafe, and I will be preparing this. I ran out of time to prepare for this morning because it's 8 o'clock in Japan. So this was Indian theme biryani. It was one of my favorite meals, Indian meals, and I made it into raw. And then what I made was dessert. This is also Indian, so it's
Wow.
so this is so the biryani that I showed, it's in one of the recipe in my Namado book. So that you can buy from my Payhip on Instagram. And this was part of the recipe that I shared from the Raw Vegan Bundle. The world's favorite food made it into raw or something like that title. So it was a group collaboration. And my favorite dessert from India is it's called besan laddu. And besan is the chickpea flour. And there's cardamom, and yeah, so I made it into raw, sort of like an energy bowl. And this version I called it was hemp seeds, and yeah, it's sort of higher in omega-3 fatty acids, because I see that if I don't pay attention to omega-3 fatty acids, I tend to have some inflammation. So this is one of the treat that I like. And this is my favorite, my husband's favorite, as well as some of the most popular dish in my cafe. Yeah, so it smells really good.
Yum. And that's so good about the cafe as well.
Yay.
Great. Okay, Sky. Let me see. Oh, I lost you there. There you are. Okay. There you are. Oh, you're on mute. There you are.
Yeah, I've because I missed out on the sweet and sour, I made sweet and sour kelp noodles.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, I've got kelp and pineapple, cranberries, some young jackfruit, and spice like chili and garlic and lemon. Yeah, so it's really yummy too.
Yum. That looks so good. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What was this, Guy?
Sorry?
It's kelp, sweet and sour kelp noodles.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Yeah, with like jackfruit and pineapple, like a pineapple and cranberry sauce with lemon and chili and garlic, ginger. Yeah.
Oh, that's so creative. Wow, that's great.
It does look good. I need to get some kelp noodles. I haven't had them in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's, pushing the wrong buttons here. One sec, that's blocking it. Here we go. Okay, Marabella, you're up. Oh, can't hear you.
Okay. Hi.
Hey!
I was craving soup. I'm gonna try to show it. I was craving soup, so I made a Thai peanut basil coconut soup.
Oh.
And so on the top, it has some zucchini noodles, and it also has a nasturtium flour. Someone gave us some nasturtiums, and they're sweet and sour. I think at the sweet and sour party, I was talking about the nasturtiums being sweet and sour. And so what I did is I chopped everything up. I chopped garlic, red pepper. I threw it in a blender with some cashew milk. I didn't have enough coconut milk, so I used cashew milk and coconut milk and some garlic, some curry, a little bit of salt, and just blended it all up and threw in some peanut butter for a little bit of added protein. And it is, oh, and ginger. And so it's very zesty and spicy, and it's like comfort food. It's so rich and delicious. It's so good.
It looks amazing and
Yeah, it's
sounds amazing.
really, really good.
It looks it. It looks it. Okay. All this food, yum. We could open a world restaurant. Okay, we've got Dulce. Let me add you.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody. How are you?
Good.
Well,
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm glad to be back and see you all. Today I made pad thai, and I just took out the mushrooms from the dehydrator, and the rest, same as Lisa, like 15 minutes before we started the call, I just spiralized the zucchini and the cucumbers, and just chopped the veggies, and here we are. I blended the dressing with some lemon juice. I added just 1 tablespoon of almond butter and garlic. I put some serrano because I want it spicy. And usually I always have the crushed pepper added, but today I was like missing the serrano in it. And I blended with maple syrup and what else? I think that was it. Lot of lime juice, and then I just marinated. Usually, I like to leave it like absorbing all the juice, like for 1 hour or so. But yeah, this was my pad thai with broccoli and some red peppers, and the dehydrated mushrooms I marinated as well with maple syrup and some black pepper and the yeah, date syrup I said, and some coconut. I mean, it's just a little bit, so I have something salty in it, and that was it. And I added some sesame seeds, and I'm gonna enjoy it so well once I let it marinate a little bit more.
Yum. That looks so good and so simple. Guys,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't have
so
to be
simple.
complex. That's the great
Same.
thing about all of this.
Yeah, I
So
like.
beautiful. You know, I am Dulce, you're in Mexico, right?
I just came back. I was in Mexico for a month, visiting my parents, and I just arrived like on Friday.
Oh, you're back in the States.
Yeah, I'm back in Dallas.
In Dallas. Okay. Because I know in America you guys eat broccoli raw. Like even non-raw vegans, I remember Americans eat broccoli raw in the salad. But in
Yeah.
Japan it's not the thing. It's like no, I haven't seen any Japanese eating broccoli though. So I was thinking I was wondering in Mexico if you guys eat raw.
Yeah, we kind of there's not so many people that really enjoy eating it raw, but if it you have a very good dressing, um you always kind of always steam it. But yeah, it depends on the taste of everybody. I like it like this with a good dressing, or if I want to steam it, or if I want to make a soup. By the way, Marabella, your soup looks so good too. Everybody's dishes looks amazing. And I was thinking about the bisan. Is dalu, or is that the name for the dessert? I think it is dalu,
Cake
but I'm not sure.
It mine?
Yes,
Yes.
It's ladu, besan
ladu.
ladu.
Yeah.
Ladu, I think it's a ladu is an Indian
Yeah.
like dessert bowls.
Yeah, yeah. I usually make them, but I forgot the names. There's so many, and it
There's
depends
so
on
many
the
ladus. Yes.
if you use specific cashews or with ghee or things like that. I don't do it for myself, but I prefer some families, and they love it. Like the cardamom really, it's the star in there, or saffron, or things like that. It depends with coconut milk, and they're so yummy. I remember those when you were
Yeah,
from
you
yours.
know, my recipe usually I would add saffron, and it's funny because my Indian friend, she made a besan ladu, the
Mhm.
original version, right?
Yeah.
And then I made raw vegan version, and according to my husband and me, my version is much better. So it's a secret to my friend. It's a good friend of mine, so I don't think she'll be offended.
No, of course not. Yeah,
I
it's just
love
some tricks in there that, in my opinion, they taste better too. Because it's just it feels healthier when you check the bite. It's not that fatty.
And it's faster and cleaner. You don't have to bake. You don't have to be in front of the oven. And yeah, it was when I did the non-raw version. I did it in vegan version.
Yeah.
I often burned the besan powder, like chickpea powder, because that's one of the processes. You have to leave it in the oven and bring out the flavor. And yeah, it smells really good, but you have to wait for a certain time. I burnt it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this one I also did it in like maybe 5-10 minutes before the live, so it was very quick.
I
Looks so
love
good.
that. So I was just going to mention, because someone here, I'll just bring this up. I cook mine, this is the broccoli with onions and garlic. And depending if people do want to have like a softer type broccoli and they're healing, or they want to be raw, is you just freeze it. And then in the morning you pull it out, it's softer, cut up some garlic and onions, put in the dehydrator with some soy sauce for a couple hours, and good to go. So there's always a way. It's just like, as we were saying before, your brain just changes. Like when somebody says like cooked, my brain only knows now how to do it raw. So it like defaults back, and then you feel better. Well, I feel better. So I just thought I'd bring that one up.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got Kat and Sean. You're on silence. Let me bring you up. There you are.
What's up,
Hi
guys?
guys.
All the food
Hey.
is so good.
Yeah, so beautiful.
So we
Yeah.
made, Kat's gonna move the camera. We made like a ramen, like a raw miso
Ooh.
ramen. Oh, with kelp noodles. So we like kelp noodles. Miso, we know, isn't completely raw, but it's living. And that's one of the things that we kind of flex on and aren't too strict on. We do the misos. So, the probiotic for the gut health.
Yeah, and we're just really careful with how hot we get the water. We just make sure
Yeah.
to keep it within like
Under
115.
118.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
And we put anything in it. We did lime juice, added I like mushroom seasoning because it's like kind of like salty and umami. So we put some mushroom seasoning and then like dehydrated onions because they kind of taste good and like they kind of like soak up they give it another texture when they soak up the liquid. And we like jalapenos. We did some basil.
Did you take a snow peas?
Oh no, snow peas. That was new. We grabbed snow peas. We're on our way home today from a convention, so we made it just in time. We picked up a lot of this on the way, but we're excited to make it.
It sounds amazing. It sounds so fresh.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
really
is
fresh with
refreshing.
mint's good in it too. I miss mint.
Mhm.
I would have put mint in it. But yeah, it is fresh. It's like fresh and light and also filling. I love it.
Mhm.
Oh, and iodine in the kelp noodles.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's another one.
That looks
I love
amazing. I love it that you added the lime. In Japan, we don't use lime, but we have like citrus that's similar to lime. And during summertime, we do what's called ramen, which means cold noodle. So we do sort of like a ramen in cold version with less sauce. Yeah, and then they even put like some ice, and they put the slice of lemon and tomatoes and cucumbers. So that kind of reminds me of that cold summer cold noodles here in Japan.
Awesome. Yeah,
That
I
sounds
never
really
knew
good.
that existed. That does sound good.
Nice. Okay, I'm up.
Oh.
I'm up. How do we bring me? Solo. Hi guys, my name's Sky, and today I bought for Asian cuisine. I made, so first off, on top of this is my popcorn chicken. And this is in my, let me move this across so you guys can see. It's in my dinners ebook. And it has like a batter of like corn and cauliflower. And let me show you. And the middle is eggplant based and with lots of spice. And I've actually made this on my channel. You can go have a look, but it's in my ebook. Can you see there? So there's little popcorn chickens. And the texture I think is good. That's my opinion. Like that. And underneath, so this, you can make a sweet and sour sauce for this. And to the sweet and sour sauce, I added just some sesame seeds, maple syrup, and some namashoyu. Blended it up. I think I put a little bit of extra ginger in there and some water just to thin out the sauce, and made some noodles with that. And I find I don't have a stomach, and I'm always looking for the most natural way to help my digestion. And I've always had this calling, no matter what I eat, to have lemon with it. And lemon can really help with hydrochloric acid and stimulation in the gut. So if you have trouble digesting, that's like something really easy and natural that you can do. So, but it tastes good anyway. There's extra sour. So yeah, that's my meal.
That looks amazing.
That does look amazing. Wow.
Creative.
Thank you.
So
I haven't
good.
tried
How long
it yet.
did it? Yeah, how long does it take for the preparation of popcorn
A
eggplant?
day. So there's two parts to it. So you make the meat, and then you make the meat in the dehydrator, and then you make the batter once that's done. The meat can take anywhere 7 to 9 hours. It's not important that the batter is completely ready. It just needs to be able to take the batter. So once the batter gets dropped on, I do a double coat. So you need to have the batter in there for about 4 hours, and then you just drop it in again and put it back in till done. So I mean, I think another 8 hours, but it's I find with dehydrating time, and I think that's really important. Hang on, let me bring this up. Is like sometimes people will put on like dehydrate for the time that I specify, and they'll be like, it was so dry or it wasn't ready. And we live in different parts of the world. We have different dehydrators. We have different amounts of food in dehydrators. So it's really important to just like, when it looks ready, have a good look and see if that's okay to eat, because yeah, that's my meal.
The preparation time of the butter, how long does it take?
2 minutes. Like you literally just, I mean, well, technically maybe 5 minutes, because you've got to take the corn off the cob, unless you want to use pre-corn that's already come off, because you just put in the blender and some chia seeds go in to bind, and yeah, not long at all. And then that will thicken up as the first layer is being made. On the video I did on my channel, I did say you could use the batter to do like veggie, have the crispy veggies, and you can use it on anything really. So yeah, but yeah, this is a fun texture to have. I don't even have like a knife and fork here. So,
oh my God, they all look so amazing.
I know. I love the Marabella, the soup. I love that kind of thing. Like I used to get coconut curry and all that at restaurants.
Yes.
But that looks really good and actually really healthy.
And I forgot to mention, I did add lime to the soup as well. So
Oh.
that's got all the flavors. Like it's very like savory and tiny bit sour, a little bit sweet, very just like coconutty, delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love
Yeah.
that.
I like it how we bring one topic, but everyone's so varied. Like everyone's, it's like an interpretation of people's creativity, and I love that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So yummy.
This is really good.
I'm already finished mine.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
So
It was so good. I couldn't. I was like, oh, this is just. But it's so easy to eat a whole head of cauliflower. That was a whole head of cauliflower.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
That-
I could do
that-
that. I mean, maybe if you made me some sushi, maybe.
Also, I was going to say, Miranda, if you ever do want to bring, like, because I have always said that this group is raw, but also high raw. And I know sometimes you have a little bit of rice or something. That's not, if that, but that sushi looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think for this, I would like to try to do more raw because it also expands my creativity because I normally kind of do like a high raw dinner, but I like to try new things. I'd like to do kelp noodles because I did last time. I did the shirataki noodles, which is from like, I don't know, some sort of tuber plant. But
Cognac, yeah, it's a root vegetable.
yes, so I thought that was cool. So I'd like to try some new things. So, but yeah, I mean, I did this. I made a sweet potato cashew creamy like gluten-free pasta yesterday. It was really good. I mean, it's not raw, but you could make it raw, like maybe with something kind of like a pumpkin or something like that, probably. But it was super good. We should have
That
a pasta.
sounds so good.
Like
Oh,
an
we
Italian
should.
theme.
What did
Yeah.
you say, Miranda?
We should try like an Italian theme. All the different like
Ooh,
types of cuisines.
Yum, yes.
I love that. I don't know, raw foods just excite me. I never learned to cook. I was always sick, but like once I got raw, just making recipes excites me. And I think it's the connection that it makes me feel good. I think really I was unaware that I was eating foods for so long that never made me feel good.
Yeah. It's
I
the mind-body connection. Some people it's just cut off. They just eat what's convenient.
Yeah, and you never know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sometimes
Because
it's
we're
a
always
the disconnection that we have. Now that we realize it, now we can enjoy it and amplify that with other different activities or whatever we enjoy in life, really. Like this, like all together, sharing and just talking a little bit more about the benefits of each food that we give it for granted or we just don't pay attention to sometimes. Now that I went to see my family, like everybody was asking me a lot of questions, and I'm like, I have shared a lot, but and then they were like, yeah, but in English, I don't understand. I'm like, okay, I have to change that. But yeah, they're surprised, especially the family that didn't see me like for a while. They were like, oh my God, Dulce, you look younger, or this and that, and like I was kind of coaching everybody that was reaching out, and yeah, it's so easy to be disconnected in the daily life if you don't pay attention to. But sadly, also a lot of health issues that I hope they can reverse soon if they decide to. Yeah, I'm so happy that we're all here sharing, and I love all your recipes, guys.
And
I'm
Mexico is
interested in
such
guys. The pineapple mixed with the cup noodles sounds
Yum.
interesting, right?
Mexico is such a great place to be raw vegan. There are so many fresh fruits, and I remember there are great herbs, different kind of herbs as well.
Yes.
So easy.
And I think all the countries, but yes, I was in heaven with the fruit. My kids told me, like the youngest one, he was like, Mom, I really like Mexican food and the fruits. And it was so funny because I was teaching my nephews fruits that they never saw, even though they have it every day in the supermarkets and everything. And I was like, okay, this is a jackfruit, and we're gonna open it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then he was searching, and he was like, okay, Tia, I think we need to put some oil in the knife. And I'm like, yeah, that can help. So all these little things, and the fruits that sapodilla they never had, even my aunts, because people were coming to my parents' house to visit, and I had like the fruit buffet. And they were like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, I didn't bring it from where I live. Like, they're here from the market. So it was interesting to show that. And yeah, it's so delicious, Kiko. The fruit, the papayas were amazing. I really miss those. The pineapples, like golden, like in Florida, they are like that. Yeah, things like that they were ripe. The mame zapote, so delicious. Mangoes, I was eating mangoes every day. Yeah, the herbs as well, on the salads and making dressings and things like that. Just sharing as much as I could to them. And yeah, it was interesting.
It's
And
funny. I've lived in Latin Americas and traveled quite a bit of place. But the best mango I've ever eaten is in Japan. And we produce mangoes from Okinawa, which is the South Island, and also southern part of mainland called Miyazaki. And I had I work as a tour guide time to time, and I had a guest from New York City, and I wanted to share with them. They said that they love mangoes. I said, well, I have to let them try it. This is in season now. And it is a little more expensive here for certain fruits, like especially mango. But when I let them try, they said that, well, this is the best mango I've ever eaten. I mean, they all said the same thing, because it's funny because they're from New York, but they traveled quite a bit, like in Peru and Costa Rica and of course Mexico and some of the Caribbean islands. And they said that the ones from Japan it just kind of melts, and it's just you don't chew, it just kind of melts in your mouth, and then the aroma is so intense. So when I cut a Miyazaki Japanese mango, I don't like to throw away the mango skin, because I just want to keep it in my kitchen counter. I have to be careful with the small insects, but it smells so heavenly. People would never imagine that the best mango could be from Japan, but they put so much effort into it. Yeah.
I have to try that.
Mangoes remind me of Christmas and summer, because in Australia we have Christmas during summer, and as soon as mangoes start coming into season here, they're like everywhere, shop-wise, and you buy a lot. So it's all around you, and every time I smell it, I think of Christmas, which is really lovely. So, but I haven't tried a Japanese mango.
Yeah, they started to export some of the Japanese fruits, like especially Japanese strawberries. They're like a white strawberry, like light, like pink strawberries and red strawberries. And if you search on the internet, you will find it that there are American people trying Japanese fruits, and strawberry is one of them. And they could be quite expensive, but I was quite impressed that they were able to export something so fragile, and export mostly to New York, California, Florida. And I think they are exporting Japanese mangoes as well.
I'm gonna search that.
Yeah.
In this tomato sort of great glass house that I work in, they've got all different varieties of these small.
Lost her there. Hang on. Am I on mute? Hang on.
She might have lost.
No, I'm not on mute. Okay. I was going to say, I wanted to ask everybody, what is their number one thing they love about raw? Just like, what's that one thing that like motivates them, loves them, draws them? Is their draw card? Lisa, what's your number one reason?
Oh my gosh.
to draw?
There's just so many though. It's hard to pick one. Geez. I'm gonna go with hydration. That's probably one of my tops. I mean, like I said, I've got so many I could pick from, but yeah, since I can only pick one, hydration I'll go with. But I'm also thinking of a second. The easy cleanup. The easy cleanup is so easy to clean up. Like it's amazing, but definitely I love feeling the hydration because I used to feel so dry all the time, just like dry throat, dry mouth, dry skin, and especially living out here in the desert, we have to make sure that we are extra hydrated. And I drink water on top. Like I drink maybe when I'm outside a lot, I'll drink over a gallon a day, just on top of all the food that I eat as well. So it's so important to stay hydrated, and that would be one of my favorites.
I love that. I love that because it's so true. I feel like half my problems go now because I'm hydrated, like my mood, my energy levels, and I just noticed my whole life seems to crumble, even my functioning, if I'm not hydrated. So I love that. Kiko, what's your number one reasons?
Like just like Lisa, well, I have been on this high raw vegan diet for over 20 years. So yeah, there's a reason that I stick with it. And it's the relationship with the food for me. So it covers what Lisa said. I found finally with this raw vegan diet that there was a mutual love. Because before I used to love and I used to eat a lot of it, and I can eat a lot, but I love food, but food doesn't love me back. So I always get this IBS or, just whole series of nightmares when I eat the food that I loved, but they didn't love me back. And it's interesting because just recently I posted on my Instagram the mutual love, not just with food, but relationship. I've noticed that ever since I became raw vegan, I became sort of like a loving person. I mean, there's definitely a journey to it, but I've realized that I became more clean inside, so I was able to give more love to people. But then I realized that many of people around me, they were not reciprocating my love. So it was similar to food. So I might love them, but they might be very jealous of me and they might not be happy with my achievements. So yeah, it was a long journey, but especially now I'm not only I'm very careful with what I eat, I'm also very selective of people who's close to me and who stays in my life. And I'm so happy that, I'm part of this community.
I love that. That's so beautiful. It really is. I love it. Miranda.
I completely agree with everything both of you guys said, Lisa and Kiko. Especially like the loving food, because I used to be the same way. I used to eat kind of whatever, even as just like a vegan, I would just eat whatever, but feel so gross, feel so dull and lazy, So I think my number one, I feel like these might be intertwined. Definitely having a lot of energy, not just like physical energy, but mental clarity. And someone like maybe digestion too can help me have more energy. I just feel like I feel light and like just feel like I can do a lot of stuff and eat more good food that loves me back. Not in just the way of like having the relationship with the food, but it physically loves me. It's nourishing me, hydrating. So I guess I would say like digestion, because I think like I used to have such bad digestion, and since going mostly raw, a lot of fruit, a lot of veggies, a lot of herbs, just eating foods that love me back. And I just love that sentiment. So digestion and energy.
sure.
I love that. I love that. Hang on, I think Sky is back. Or maybe trying to come back. Okay, Sean and Kat, what's your number one love of raw foods? Like, why do you love raw foods?
I think for me, it's like alignment. Cause like since going raw, like I feel like it's brought me into alignment in my life with like who I'm meant to be more. And I think it was because like the toxic heavy foods are like holding me back. And I feel like it's about earth energy integration, like integrating more earth energy by like the raw living foods. And I really feel like it just like literally raises our vibration to a point where we better our lives in like all avenues. And I've seen that in my past 2 years and I'm like blown away from it. So I'm like, at first it was like the physical stuff, but I feel like more it's like the way it's like really just pushed me into alignment into like who I really saw myself as, where I wasn't getting there before because of the toxic foods.
Mhm.
I love that.
And it has everything we need, like has everything we need and nothing we don't want. That's what like raw food is to me. It's like just cut out all the nonsense and it's just what we need as a human species.
Yeah, and I agree with that totally.
And gut health.
And yeah, I think mine is gut health because I don't know. I've dealt with a lot of health symptoms for most of my life, and I think at one point I counted and it was like 78 different things. And once I started really focusing on gut health and adding in the raw foods, like that was a huge part of my healing journey. So I think that would probably be mine.
It's huge.
Everyone's got such nice reasons. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dulce, what about you?
Well, about everything like you all share, I will say for me it's the connection. Like the connection that I feel with nature, like grounded and it's all like about what we think, what we remove from our bodies. Like it just helps us release everything that we don't need and add us what we really need to be nourishing our bodies with. And then that is gonna lead you to the alignment, to even like the spiritual connection to the universe, God, and it's gonna be reflected on your relationships, on the way you are patient with the process of the food, the timing, the season. Like it makes you be connected or in gratefulness as well. So I will say that because it's just so beautiful the way that we can appreciate everything and we are mindful about the timing of everything that we are getting in our bodies. So I will say that the connection that we can get. And it's so simple.
True, it is so simple. That sometimes I think it's so simple. That's why so many people have missed out on it. It's like we have a society that's like overconsumption, loves to be stimulated, and then that's what I thought with me. And then the answer is right in front of my face, but I can't see it because it's too simple.
Yes.
So I love that. So I'll jump to Sky because you were telling us about the tomatoes.
Oh yeah, so it was actually a tomato farm, but they're in their integration center or whatever. They're doing melons from Japan, and they're like these tiny little ones that you can just hold in your hand. You can cut it in half, and it's just like a little bowl. And they're so yummy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the only one that I've tried so far is like it's kind of like dew melon type sort of thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was told anyway, that there is like one of the ladies who deals with it. She's Japanese herself, and she was telling me that they're from Japan. Yeah.
Love that. So we've just gone around as well, and everyone shared what their number one reason for being raw, or like the love of being raw, is. So do you want to share yours?
Of course, yeah. Well, to start off with, it was really the hydration, the glowing skin, and the energy that I had when I first started going raw. It was just like
I think it's cut out a bit.
Yeah.
It
You-
blew me
you-
away. Oh, there we go.
You cut out a bit there. We missed it.
Oh yeah, so the raw energy, I don't know where I got to. So hydration, raw energy, and what was it? Yeah, so which was quite, yeah, blew me out of the water with it, and with the energy, and it sort of gets, you have to get your brain around actually not having that heavy fullness. It's like you're full, but you're like light and you've got energy that you can just do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely connection, and I loved the community, love the people in the community.
We need a whole episode on this.
Absolutely.
Like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, very much aligned to everything, because I feel like even more now than ever that I can manifest like so much quicker and so much easier in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, Marabella.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate this, our group that we get together once a month. Because I'm the only raw vegan I know, like in my real world, in where I live. And so, but what I noticed, what I love so much about the raw, just what everybody said, the love, Kiko, the love that comes in when you eat raw, and how easy it is to tune into that love vibration, and then from there everything shifts and everything changes. And I feel like it's because you're connected to a part of nature, like you're eating nature, which makes you want to be outside in nature. And then when you're eating raw, you are so full, but like not full. You're content. You're not overly full. You're content. And I developed just by making, well, I'd always cooked for my family. So I'd always been making food. So I just kind of ate what they ate, minus the meat. And then when I started being raw and cooking, not cooking, but making my own food, that was that felt so loving. Like, wow, I'm making something and I'm feeling good after I eat it. And then my relationships in my life got better, um, significantly better as I started taking better care of myself. And I had way more compassion for others because I felt so good, and I could like sense how they were feeling, how other people were feeling so much easier because I could I could feel their feelings, but I didn't have to take them on. Like I knew that was a choice. So my intuition got stronger. Um, my brain got clearer. Um, Sleep is better. So the whole day is better after your sleep is better. Digestion's better. Elimination's better. And so it just, for me, I say it's the frequency. I love the frequency of raw food. I love being like, I am high raw, which means I do have some cooked. And um, I definitely notice the difference. When I want to be more grounded, I add a little bit more cooked, like towards the end of the night, maybe to sleep. But I love being raw. I feel like at some point I'll be like all raw for sure. It's definitely for me the energy, the frequency, the vibration.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Dulce, did we go to you? Did you share yours?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That means it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to say it gave me life. Like literally, if I eat raw, I have a life. And if not, I'm in bed sick. And I notice it. And you can call it like frequency alignment. As soon as I don't hydrate enough, like I can do too much of something which is drier and it's not serving me, I just start to get symptoms back. And it just reminds me how I have to do raw for me, but it gave me a life. Like, and I'm so grateful for that. There's so many reasons to do it. Like, you could, all of what you said, but like, first off, I couldn't even sit up here and do this. Like, it's like a miracle. So it gives a lot and doesn't ask much in return. It just keeps giving flavor and alignment and vibration and life. And yeah.
Yeah, I think, I loved what everyone said. And I think many of us go to raw vegan because we are so sick. Like Sky, that was just like the only choice for you. And you just kind of developed this to love the food in raw vegan form. And for me as well, I went into raw vegan because I felt like I just couldn't function without being raw vegan. But, I would love to share my recent love of this affirmation meditation by Lisa. It is just out of this world. How many of you have listened to her affirmation meditation?
I haven't yet.
Oh my God.
Yet.
Okay. So
you give us a rundown, Kiko. I can see the passion. So you share.
It is amazing. So the trick is, for me, I downloaded on my iPhone because I don't want to be on internet. Like I listen to it during the day, and when I fall asleep, I cut my Wi-Fi. So my husband helped me to download it into my iPhone. I don't know, Lisa, is that easy to do in general?
Well, the course, because the videos aren't hosted in the course, you can download them. Because they're unlisted on YouTube. So you would just download the YouTube video. But yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, this is amazing. So for me, I stayed on raw vegan because of my health issues, but I feel I wanted to stay raw vegan because it's, natural, it's most logic, and it makes us feel good. And what I'm gathering from everyone's information is that we feel the best when we are eating raw vegan. And I feel like Lisa's affirmation meditation, which is actually raw vegan affirmation meditation, you wait until you listen to it. It's so beautiful. She's going to talk about beautiful fruits and vegetables, in a very subtle way. Like even non-raw vegans would enjoy it, and it's just very subtle. So I like listening to it before going to sleep, but during the day when I'm preparing meals, I like to listen to it because it's affirmation throughout the day instead of listening to, like news that could depress us.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kiko. I'm so glad you love them. Yeah, I spent a lot of time building that course, so I'm really glad that you enjoy it.
Yeah, and Lisa said that there was one meow in that. She's got cats.
Meow. Well, we should all meow.
There's a meow in there.
Break away from reality and meow once a day.
It's like a treasure hunt. You have to find the meow.
I love that. I will say, before you even released the course, I did have people who are in your group who said to me, Lisa's sharing the parts of this meditation, and they were all loving it. And I do know that when we start our day with the cacao ceremony for the full moon, and I sit in that space of like love and gratitude and thank you for all, and you just keep saying all these high vibrational words, I come away and I'm like, woo! And like, I don't even mean it's from the chocolate, because sometimes I just do tea. So it's like, it is really important. And it is like, Kiko, what you're saying is we all come here for a health reason. But even Koala Mama is saying, like, she was saying here, she does it, she's raw for taste. But then down here, she said she guesses her motivations have changed. Because like we kind of now take for granted that high energy, the mood, that connection to the universe. And just on that, when I went raw, I was so aware that I failed at every other apparently things that were going to fix me, because I never created the lifestyle. And I think if you can go into this and not have the mindset that I eat raw because I'm sick, I eat raw because I'm sick, but eat raw because of love, and eat raw because of connection, and eat raw because of community, I think we do better.
I agree. It's all about the intention.
Yeah. Like if you keep saying the word sick, it's still a low frequency word and it's still in your vocabulary. I never really say it anymore, except when I open a video and I say I was sick. But if that's the only time is like I find I like to climb the vibrational ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
So, okay, I wanted to ask, what were some of your favorite foods that you had that were favorite Asian flavors that you had before you were raw? And have you made it since you've been raw? And I know we all bought recipes today, but you can't make all of them, so is there like an experience or something that you used to like, it used to be your like go-to? For me, Asian food is very comforting, like Thai food on a Friday night, or growing up we'd go to the local Chinese Fridays. So is there, Lisa, what was yours like growing up, or something that you loved?
Yeah, so for me, it was the Chinese takeout. That was a big one for me. Before I went raw, I had like my favorite takeout places that I'd go to multiple times a week. And there was one dish that I really would always get, was the really fat noodles with the ginger beef. That was my thing. And so when I went raw, I created something that I call Ginger Belief, and it is in my meal plan volume 2. And it's basically just cucumber noodles with cauliflower that's been frozen and thawed, and then kind of like your popcorn chicken recipe. It's you coat it and you dehydrate it, and then you dip it in a sauce that I dehydrate for 24 hours to condense the flavors. It's like orange juice condensed in the dehydrator with other spices. It is so good. It's one of my favorites. And that was one that I needed to replicate, because I really will have it like, I don't know, maybe like 3 times a year, because it's not like it's like intense, but you have to plan for it, and then you the stuff, but it's definitely worth it, and we like to have that. But yeah, sushi was another one. Sushi was a huge one for me too, and that's why I wanted to write the sushi ebook, because I just love Japanese food so much. So yeah.
It's quite amazing that your sushi book and those sauces, it's like eating like Asian food. Like it really is amazing. I did see, is this a different recipe, or is this the same one? Did you do like a sweet and sour Asian recipe?
What would it have been? Do you remember?
I don't know. Maybe it was the ginger belief one. I remember I used to see Nate rave about it after eating it, and it'd be in like a Asian box, and he
that's the ginger belief. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And it looks like, to me, this is what my brain's doing. It looks like sweet and sour chicken. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Similar, yeah.
Like, this is the best. And I've seen him do interviews, and people are like, what's the best raw food you've ever had? And he talks about this one meal. So yeah. Okay. We're on the same page here.
Yeah. That's the one. He loves that one so much. But again, like, that's another thing with the raw food. There's like so many recipes that you can make. Like, we have over 1,000 recipes now across all our ebooks. And so sometimes it's hard to even choose what to make, because there's so much. Like, people say like raw food's boring, but I'm like, no, it's like hard to choose. But at the same time, yeah, like it's just so much fun to explore. And that was another thing that I wanted to say about my love of raw food, is the variety. How now that I'm a raw vegan, I have eaten more variety every day pretty much than I ever have in my entire life. Because before it was just, wheat made different ways, animals made different ways, fat, oil, salt, and like pasta and pizza and all that is just wheat and tomatoes and cheese, and it's the same stuff, just formed in different ways. But now as a raw vegan, like, I'm eating such a wide variety of different plants, and that's another thing that I really love as well.
I love that. I agree with you. I was like blown. I even felt when I was eating really simply that my brain was experiencing more flavor combinations than it had in its entire existence. We tend to be addicted with the ways we used to eat, where now I have a tomato sauce, and no two tomato sauces are the same because fresh tomatoes never taste the same. Sometimes I put a bit more miso or a bit more lemon juice. So you're really playing with what your body needs. Whereas before it's just you call it ketchup, I think. You just get the ketchup or the mayonnaise, and your brain is literally programmed for that flavor. So you never venture. And just like every day, the food, and as you go through seasons, I agree with you. There's so much there. Yeah. So, okay, Keiko, what's yours? What's your that you remembered that was Asian and comfort food, like growing up or before you went raw?
Oh yeah, there's so many, and I go through phases. So I'm sorry, I'm not giving the right straight answer, but the first one that comes to my mind now is okonomiyaki, which is like a Japanese pizza.
I love that. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Did you try my recipe?
Not yet. I'm so excited.
It's all good.
So as I say, I work as an interpreter and guide, and this peak season is ending. So I'm really, really excited to try now. I have a little more space to try your recipes. I mean, your 160 recipe from the sushi book, it was very overwhelming for me. But I'm so excited. I did print it out because it was just, I want to make sure that I respect this book and go through the recipes. But I've made my own version of okonomiyaki in dehydrator. So okonomiyaki is great. It's basically lots of cabbage, and then like a ginger flavor to it. And then the sauce is very important. So Lisa, who is the sauce queen, only the Robbie
could agree on that.
Right. So you need like a sweet, sweet soy sauce, thick sauce, and mayonnaise on top of it. So yeah, that's it. But because I have been on a high raw vegan diet, time to time I would eat out, and like my taste bud is maybe changing. So what I remember of being it's like wow, this is like my favorite food, like okonomiyaki cooked version. When I eat it out, I was like, oh, that's not what I remember. Like raw version is so much better.
Yeah.
And I go through phases. Like I crave for certain foods. Like sometimes I crave for ramen style or like okonomiyaki style. But it comes down to the freshest fruits, like Japanese mango or Japanese strawberries. At the end of the day, is the best food. But yeah, I would just stick with okonomiyaki, and I can't wait to try Lisa's version. I will definitely share that. What did I share? I think I shared some Japanese okonomiyaki. I might have shared my recipe in my Instagram, one of my last Instagram. But yeah.
Wow. I love that. I think we need a party sometime where we bring our ultimate favorite recipe. Like
that would be good.
Ultimate party. Okay, Marabella, what was your comfort food before going raw?
Let's see. I think I really liked either the fried rice or the chow mein. I really liked that. I think sometimes I would get seafood chow mein, and it was like noodles, kind of like spaghetti. And so what I've done is, and I also loved the peanut sauce, like in Thai food, but I have created the peanut sauce for myself and used it on gosh, what was it? I don't remember exactly what I made, but I really wanted the sauce, so I made something to eat the sauce with.
Compliment the sauce, I like it.
Yeah. And then I think it was just that savory, salty flavor that I wanted. I'm not with the peanut sauce. That was definitely like I can eat that now, and I've had it now, but like with the fried rice, it was very, very soy sauce-ish and very savory. So I have to try to find that those particular flavors in my diet, which is easy because I have the Bragg's aminos. So I add that to my foods. And, but also something that Kiko said was that she would try something that she used to eat. She would eat it and then it would taste not the same. And since I'm high raw, that happens a lot for me if I have cooked. I won't finish it. I'll be like, oh, that's not really what I want. I thought I wanted it, but I really didn't.
That's amazing. I wonder if it's because we have, like, we're sitting at like a vibrational level, and we think we want something, and if we make it raw, I tend to have that experience well. But I wonder if because we're sitting up high vibration and we think we'll eat it, and we think we'll continue to stay like at that level where we're clear thinking, we're going to be like excited at this level, which is much more excited than I remember used to being. And it doesn't hit. Because when I was blown away, like when I first was raw, and I was just making even pizzas out of just blended celery, and I'd eat the pizza, like dehydrate it, make it, and I swear I was having like a pizza experience where it's very far away from what pizza is. But I do hear often about people having that. They go back to cooked food and it's never what they were expecting.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay, Miranda, what about you? What was your comfort food before going high raw?
Well, I wanted to kind of talk about what you were just talking about, how certain foods that we can basically kind of put on a pedestal, like, oh, this was so good. I love this. I love that. But I think what you're talking about is having a certain food that you used to like, but make it as you are now, kind of bring it up to your level,
Yeah.
which I think raw food helps you do because it just has so much more flavor and so much more natural. But I've actually went vegetarian when I was 14. So I did a lot of vegan stuff when I was quite young. I got like the vegan sushi and vegan fried rice. So I'm thinking like for me, I used to get those vegan spring rolls, kind of like egg rolls.
Oh, yeah.
I have not tried to make anything like that, but that would be something I would like to try. I make sometimes it's not fully raw, but I make those rice paper wraps.
Yeah.
I like to make. I put in some sautéed tofu, a bunch of veggies, some fresh Thai basil, kind of like that Vietnamese sort of rice paper wrap I like to do. So maybe try to make that raw vegan somehow. If there's some sort of raw vegan wrap, maybe like they have those coconut wraps, I think. Are they raw
Yeah.
vegan?
Yeah, they are. I
so.
think I've had those.
Actually, you guys know Daniel McKinnon. He sometimes is part of it. He has an aloe vera Irish moss wrap that's like that.
Oh, wow.
He made it happen. So yeah,
Wow.
definitely go check out Enzymes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's so creative. I feel like he would do something like that. He made like these raw vegan pierogies. I'm like, what?
Oh my
know.
gosh, no
Nuts.
way.
Yeah,
I have to go find him then. My husband
Mhm.
loves pierogies.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look good, but yeah, I used to get the vegan fried rice too and stuff, but I really stay away from fried rice and stuff most of the time. If I would go out to eat, I would just get like the sushi rolls or like the rice paper rolls. But yeah, I mean, I love everything, basically Asian food, but
Miranda, I love how you said that we would take something and try to bring it up to our level. That is so good.
That's what we do.
I don't want to go
Uh,
back to like a lower level, even though like something can be nostalgic, like even eating like peanut butter and jelly, like we want to make it as we are now, not as we were. So
that
I
just
try.
helped me so much. That helped my brain really like
Yes.
it clicked in.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
really
so
what we
related
do,
to the
right?
emotions that we were feeling when we were eating those things. Like
Yeah.
there's this relationship that we need to like um understand and let go. And yeah, we can always substitute and create something healthier that you
Right.
can digest better.
There are thousands of plant foods. You know, we don't have to gravitate towards the same thing that is just overused and overprocessed and just over idolized in the Western society a lot. So we have to just like experiment with like thousands and thousands of plant foods. I mean, like Lissa said earlier, I have tried and explored so many different foods way
Yeah.
more ever than I was even when I was vegetarian. I would eat like mac and cheese and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's one comfort food that I was obsessed with. Like that's why I couldn't go vegan. I'm like, I need mac and cheese. But I've made good vegan mac and cheese, and you know, some people are just too obsessed with like certain foods that are very processed. And like you said, Sky, like every fruit and vegetable and everything like combination kind of tastes different. So a lot of people are customized, or what's the word? They're accustomed to the same flavors because it's literally made on a conveyor belt. But you know,
Mm.
nature is not all the same. Everything is uniquely made. So we are uniquely made, and we got to eat like we're uniquely made.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think my ADHD brain was made perfectly. It's just normal because I want different experiences all the time, and raw foods gives that to me. So it's not, you're not actively seeking like addictive tendencies or feeling bored because there's just so much there. Another party I think we should do is we each have to bring a food or foods that we just don't eat or haven't tried. Like we don't eat, so that we like push ourselves into like a space where we're having foods that like we've thought we're like, and like in fact it's that Daniel's I've always go, oh, I'm gonna make that. There's always things I'm saying I'm gonna make and then I just don't. And I think we should do a party where we do something which we don't usually have, or a food we don't usually buy.
Yes, like the opposites kind of party, or like you know, like something like I would never make. Like I've never made a raw vegan like wrap, like putting it in the dehydrator and all that. Like I would love to do that, and I always say I'm
There
gonna
you
do
go.
that, but I should actually do it. I would actually do it for the party because
Oh no, I will actually do it.
we gotta hold each other accountable on trying.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like why I love the bundle. When I do the bundle is because I try all these foods and then I come away and I have all these new skills of what I'm going to do with my sauces and my food now. So it's like we need it. We need each other.
Yes. Totally.
Yes.
Okay. So who hasn't shared?
Sky and
Sky?
Yes.
Your comfort food.
Yeah. Like I used to love making tom yum and then like tom kha as well with the coconut milk. I haven't made it since I've been raw, but yeah, that sounds really yummy. And other than that, yeah, the sweet and sour and the satay was always my go-to as well.
Yeah. It's so interesting how so many people's comfort foods, I know we are talking Asian comfort foods here, but are Asian foods. Also, anyone listening is if you're craving something and you can't find a recipe and you've only got a few ingredients, you can always ask ChatGTP. If you know you want it has satay, you've got some peanut butter and tamari and garlic. What do I do? And
well, this one that I made today, the sweet and sour, I can just make it into satay by putting a bit of tahini in it.
There you go.
And then yeah, satay.
I love it. Okay, Dulce, what was your comfort food?
well, it was a lot, but one that I really like used to eat, it was the yakimeshi and mango rolls, but they were fried. Like they had something, and then it was fresh or it was fried. I can't remember, but it was with mango, and I really enjoyed that. But it was mostly because of the sauce, and always with serrano and soy or whatever, and something spicy with the rice and the mango and all the veggies. But that was it. A lot of oil that then I had to remove from my body, and it was like, oh my god, do you remember when you were eating all this fried food? Yes.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, but there's no
Sure.
need. There's no need to use oil. the same way. Like you have to know how to get the fatty acids and the omegas, and that's it. And the soy, like you can substitute, and all the dressings. I'm so excited to try Lisa's. I'm gonna dive into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yummy.
It's like going to
But those
Japan
were-
without leaving your home.
Second.
It's like going to Japan without leaving your home.
Yes.
The new slogan.
And you know what you're putting in your body, and you learn.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Well,
the kids learn.
that's right. And interesting talking about Lisa's book is during the bundle, this feeds into my comfort foods is there's a couple, but growing up, I would put sweet chili sauce on everything. So you get me any comfort food like barbecue pizza, I'd put sweet chili sauce on it. Get me pad thai noodles, sweet chili sauce. Anything. And then I made Lisa's sweet chili sauce. So there's a lot of photos of recipes that I just put sweet chili sauce, and I kept making it. Like I was like, get up each morning and I just make it again. So I had the bottle. So you really can go back there and experience that, and it tasted so much like it. And sometimes that's all we need. So it's just about finding a replacement. The other one that always comes to me was like when we want comfort food or an experience, a lot of it is tied into a memory. So like bolognese or my chicken wings with my grandma, or bolognese on like a Sunday after you've had your whole weekend and you've been running around under the sprinkler or whatever, and you come in and your grandmother's made you like a bowl of bolognese or chicken wings or whatever she's made. And a huge part of why we want foods is usually tied into that memory. Like we want to go back there. And I realized that very early on. And that's why I never ran away from wanting to create foods. I wanted the experience, but I didn't want to feel like crap. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the things that I create would be shaped and taste like things. Like one of the things that I made, speaking of sweet chili, a lot when I first went raw, when I ate really, really simply, was what I call sweet chili noodles. And the sauce is a bit different every time, but basically tomatoes, bell pepper, some chili, dates, lemon, and garlic blended, depending how sweet I wanted it on the day, or because I ate really simply until I got myself back on my feet. And it did the trick, and I always felt good. And a lot of the times when I would get a cold or a flu, instead of I know a lot of people do like juices and fruits, I would always crave savory so much. And I'd always go, it was like my go-to. It's like sweet chili for me. So yeah, that's a bit of the foods.
I'm glad you like that sauce. It's a good one.
I love it. It's so good. It's definitely so good. I mean, speaking on that, what is the ultimate like recipe that you've actually ever tried that's been raw? Go, Lisa. Like, I mean, you said the ginger one, but we were talking Asian. Like, what it can be at a restaurant. It can be usually it's what I've noticed. It's never at restaurants. Not that I've been to many. It's because you know what you like and know how to do it.
Right. Oh my goodness. I have. It's just so funny because there's so many. For me, I'm gonna say the wraps, because the wraps are next level delicious. They're like the everything bagel one. That's the one we make the most because I have it memorized. So if we want to make wraps, I just walk into the kitchen and I have all the weights memorized. I just chop it up and get it in there. It's like 15 minutes to make 2 wraps. But the wraps are by far my absolute favorite because you can put anything in them. We do like cashew cream cheese that we make and we ferment at home, then followed by lettuce, carrots, red onions. Sometimes we put our own fermented pickles, like fermented cucumbers, on there. And Nate makes this chickpea salad. It's so good, a sprouted chickpea salad that we put in there too. So yeah, that would have to be mine. And in the sushi ebook, there is the red pepper kimchi sauce. It's a condensed one in the dehydrator. That's my favorite sauce. That one and the katsu sauce. I'll make the katsu sauce and I'll just put that on my wraps too. But yeah, there's just so many. I can't even think. It's like, oh, there's just too many.
Yeah.
But for restaurant, I'll say restaurant. There was a restaurant in Portland, and we've eaten at a lot of raw restaurants. And this one in Portland, they closed, which is unfortunate. But they had like a BLT. It was like a seed bun with the cashew cheese. They had eggplant bacon and mustard or tomatoes, lettuce, and red onion. And we would always like add more to it. Like we'd buy them, and then at the truck we would add another extra couple slices of tomatoes, more red onions, like to make it like super big. But whenever we would go to Portland, we would buy like 8 of them, spend like $200 to get these little sandwiches, but they aren't open anymore. It's sad because a lot of raw places close because people don't, they don't support enough, and it's a lot of work to make raw food for multiple. Like it's easy to make it for yourself, but when you start making food for like 10, 15, 20, 50 people, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, I like that experience. Dulce, what about yours? What has been your ultimate raw food experience or meal that you've had?
Raw vegan, right?
Yes.
It's so interesting, but you know what? Like the way that you can make like an Indian dish, but raw vegan, that was just like heaven for me. Like, yes, I can do it like this. So the chickpeas or something like that with the mix of the masala. Like my mouth is watering right now.
That's one of my favorites too. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that is like, yes, I can have it raw as well. Like that was one of the moments where I was so happy. But it's so hard to just choose one. But that was like the top, I will say. Because it's so.
Ooh. Did we lose
I'm
Dulce?
here.
The camera went off there. You got so excited, your camera went off. Okay, Sky, what's been your best raw vegan experience where you just gone, wow?
Gosh, I don't know. Like, I guess my best experience was when I first started with my. Can you see? Yeah. With my green smoothies, and I would always put half of a grapefruit in it, and that was just like, that was my go-to. I still love it, but and I just fruit, just like yummy fruit. I've got like a yummy custard apple here, which is like really ripe, and yeah. But
I love it. I tried one of your recipes.
And I mean, because are you able to hear me?
Yeah, no, I was just saying I tried one of your recipes when you came to the raw party.
Did I? Yeah, custard. And because in Melbourne I used to go to raw food meetups, like the desserts were always phenomenal.
I'm sure. What did you make when you came to the raw party that I tried? It was like walnuts and.
What was
good.
That?
I don't know, but it was good.
Oh no, that wasn't the. I can't remember now. Your like bliss balls were really yum too.
They are good. Okay, Marabella, what's your best experience of raw foods?
So right now, so it changes. Sometimes it's just that watermelon, because we don't have water. I live in Washington State, so we don't have watermelon all year round. And it's that watermelon that I was dying for. That was so sweet, so delicious, so everything. That, I love that. And then also, so I've been making wraps, but I've been using lettuce. So lettuce, and then I'll take hummus and put Dijon mustard in it and mix it up, and then put it on the lettuce, and then any vegetables that I have, plus like olives, Greek olives, peppers, green onions, whatever I have, cauliflower, everything goes in there, or I'll put it like in a heavy, dense leaf, like oh, kale, I guess, like a big, thick, that looks like a big elephant ear,
Oh, the collar.
and then just some seasonings, whatever. I think everything but the bagel or whatever I have in my cupboard. And that is so satisfying and so good right now. Love that.
I love
And
good
the
food.
watermelon, like with a side of watermelon.
Yeah,
Love
besides fruit, right? Yeah.
Because then you get all the flavors. I think I like salt because like the olives have a little bit of a salty flavor, and the Dijon with the hummus is so good. And right now that's what I'm loving, but it changes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think
Mustard
that's
is
good. What an experience. Oh my God, sorry.
nice.
Oh my God. Okay. That scared me. I love everyone's experiences. Miranda.
I've had a lot of opportunities to go to many different restaurants, but I went to this all raw vegan restaurant in San Diego called Peace Pies.
Yes.
You like that place?
I've never been, but that's the one I hear the most positive reviews from.
Yeah. Well, we were in San Diego. We just got there. I'm like, I'm hungry. Let's go to this place. So I don't know. I have a picture. I got a raw vegan
wow.
cake. It was like a mango sorbet kind of sunset cake. It was really good. And I don't eat a lot of desserts like that. So it was very unique and just so flavorful. And I also got this falafel raw vegan wrap with like a spicy red pepper, like tahini, like dressing I got here.
Wow.
My boyfriend got this beautiful nori wrap with like vegan kale chips.
Yummy.
Those are just, I could eat like, I got kale chips too. But they were so good. And I normally I don't eat a lot of kale. I don't eat a lot of that personally, but I would do that. I would eat that again. But for my own sauces, if we were talking about sauces, I think I make this creamy avocado pesto. I soak pumpkin seeds overnight and then I mix it with an avocado, basil, parsley, garlic powder, and lemon juice. I have a recipe for it. I think in my book that wasn't in the bundle, but anyway, it's really good, and you can put it on like wraps, or you can make it into like a noodle like dressing. But yeah, I think having solid sauces to put on things is something I also need to work on, because I am very American and I use like ketchup a lot. So I've grown up with that, and I kind of really just
You
like
have to
it.
make yourself one.
I know I do, and I get like I buy some ketchup. That's fine, like okay ingredients, but when you make it yourself, it always tastes the best and is the best for you, So
And you can tweak it how you like.
yeah.
So I've had many great raw food experiences, like playing around with recipes. But the best one I had was when I was in Kauai with Jillian, and we went to, what is this place called? Mandala Living Foods, and it was just amazing. You probably might have seen the reel, and it's like we ordered 8 things, and at the end I said to Jillian, I go, oh, we ordered just the right amount of food. She goes, well, you do know we ordered 8 things. And I'm like, well, we had pizza, nachos. He made his own, talking of that rice paper wraps or rolls, he made his own fermented sprouted rice something. He had it made like on the mainland of America and had it through his pad thai and made rice spring rolls as well. What else did we get? Oh my God. Then we got the chocolate cake and and the apple pie, and
Oh
I'd
my
never
God,
experienced
yes.
any. And then the next day, Jillian's like, "You've got to throw that out. You can't take it with you." I'm like, "I'm taking it with me. Like, this food is gold." So that was, and I wonder too, is I think it was just such a nice experience to walk into a restaurant, order a coconut water, and
Yes.
just order everything on the menu. Like, that whole experience for me felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we did that
amazing.
one time. There's a place in Salt Lake City, and we went there and we ordered everything on the menu that was raw. And I think it was like 8 or 9 things that we ordered. And the owner came out and was like, "Who are these people who ordered everything raw off the menu?" And he came out and we ended up talking for like an hour and a half or whatever. But it's so cool that you can go somewhere and then just you're free.
Yeah.
It feels so good to be able to just order whatever, and you're not limited to just like a side salad or
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Totally.
we
That's
do.
amazing. You just make me remember this place. I don't know if you know. It's called Sayuri. It's in Bali, and everything is raw. So it's just like
Oh,
heaven.
wow.
It's heaven. Like all the desserts, like it's so delicious. The menu, it's like a piece of art. It's just so mindful, and you just go inside, and I'm sure that that's the kind of experience where you feel like home. Everybody's so mindful, and on the menu, like there's so many options, juices, smoothies, like everything, right? Till the most amazing lasagna. There was a specific dish that it was like salmon, but it was a papaya, and it was like a toast. It was so delicious. Like, but really everything that I took my teenager with me, and I was like, would you like to try this? And then I tried this, and then
I love that your teenager had that experience.
yes, and she loved it.
Oh,
And
bug
I was
disappeared.
like, when I
Everything's
was seeing,
frozen.
yeah, no, it was so fresh. And when I was seeing the dish, I was like, is this really raw vegan? 'Cause I wasn't like sure about it. But yeah, everything, all the desserts, everything is so delicious. And I was going every day in there because we were booked in a hotel like in the same street. So that was my go-to. There was yoga classes. There was things like a lot of things. And night it was music, like music, and it was just perfect. And everything that you wanted was there in the menu. And if it wasn't, like you can always ask for something, but you really don't need that. It was so many options in there to choose. And yeah, the place that you mentioned, Miranda, I really want to go. I haven't been there, but everybody talks about it, and I just saw
It was
post.
just kind of overwhelming because everything was raw vegan. Everything was vegan, everything was gluten-free, everything. I was like, I want everything on this menu. So I was sitting there for like 15 minutes trying to decide. And I'm just pretty indecisive as a person in general when it comes to having like 3 or 4 options at a restaurant. But if I have a whole entire menu, I'm like, okay, well, I'll get an appetizer. I think we did get an appetizer, but I don't remember what it was. But we got like 2 or 3 desserts to share. We got like, I don't normally do like a chocolate, like I said before, I think, but I think we got this raspberry chocolate like truffle thing, which was really good too. Oh, my boyfriend got a raw vegan Twix bar, which was good.
Wow.
They're so creative there, and it's just really cool to just be in a vicinity with, fellow raw vegans or raw vegan people who are curious about it. So it's kind of cool just to be in that environment. And yeah.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here is make it feel like we can come together and eat, and it just feels like very natural. Like that's what you get, that experience in a restaurant, right? Where it feels really, really natural. Kiko, what was your best experience with raw foods? Like either you made it or at a restaurant?
There's so many, and like I think other people were saying that it changes. But I do remember when I visited my friend in LA, she took me to this raw vegan restaurant cafe. It was small, and I don't remember the name of it. And they closed down, just like many raw vegan cafes, unfortunately. And they made this what is it? The noodle, the raw noodle that Kat and Sean made. It was the first time I ate that noodle.
Like ramen or
Like kelp noodles?
Yeah, kelp
Ah.
noodle with maybe curry flavor.
Yummy.
It was so beautifully made, and it was honestly the first time I said, wow, I didn't know that with raw vegan you can do that. And then they had a chocolate mousse. Maybe it was with hemp seeds. It was just, simple but very much in harmony. And yeah, later I found that they closed down. And I have my raw vegan cafe, and I do it just once a week, just one afternoon a week. But I can totally understand this is not sustainable, because I make sure that I don't lose for that, whatever I purchase, I try to cover, and then it's definitely zero waste in my kitchen. So I make everything that I can eat or my husband can eat. But yeah, generally speaking, it's I could understand it has to be fresh. So raw vegan business is difficult to continue. But again, that was this raw vegan restaurant that I went to in LA. I think it was 7-8 years ago. So if I eat it now, I might have a different taste buds. But yeah.
all those years you've been making raw food, now you're the excellent chef.
Yeah, every time I eat my food, like, serving to clients, I always make sure that I eat with them just a little bit. So that, yes, so make sure that it's in a good harmony, because, and I go, wow, this is so good. Every time I feel that way. So I feel that
That's so
my guests.
beautiful.
That's beautiful. I just wanted to bring up this. So someone asked, what was the restaurant called in Bali?
Sayuri.
How do
Sayuri
you-
Healing Food.
How's that spelt?
SAYURI.
There we go, Meredith. There's the restaurant. Okay, so we're getting towards the end, guys, and I wanted to bring up what we're going to do for next month. What's the theme? We've brought up so far, we could do Italian, we could bring a food we never make, a recipe from a food we hardly ever use, or we can do a favorites, like whatever our favorite is. That's what I've heard. You guys can give me more options. Oh, Miranda, you're muted.
Oh yes, I know. I realized that after talking, but I think we should try to do like out of the comfort zone kind of thing. I think that would be really, really enlightening for all of us, not just for us individuals, but everyone else around. Maybe we can kind of inspire each other to try new things and explore the kitchen.
I like that idea.
So we're saying out of our comfort zone, or are we saying make a food we've never made, or what are we going to call it?
I mean, whatever is short and jingly and can, be fit in a thumbnail, out of the comfort zone, or
I like it.
You've never
Yeah.
made this before.
yeah.
Yeah.
New
I like
I want
experience.
to try to make a raw vegan cheesecake. I've never tried that before.
Yeah, I made raw vegan cheesecake. I made a raw vegan pumpkin pie cheesecake.
Oh, wow.
Extremely delicious.
You
Yum.
knocked the ball straight out of the park there, Miranda. What's the cheesecake?
I've made a raw vegan cheesecake, so I need to make something I haven't made, like a raw
Yes.
vegan wrap or something
Yes.
very different.
You might be a rap girl.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Once you
I
make
like
it,
this idea.
Can I say that wrap? Again, we are putting the spotlight always on Lisa, but I made my own version of hand wrap, because I used to make my wrap myself, but it was always hit and miss. And Lisa had a very, series of YouTube video to explain, on top of the exact ingredients, she explains what needs to be done. And let me tell you, this is definitely as a saver for me, working as a guide. I love going hiking. And I feel like on raw vegan before, I had to, one of the biggest reason I was high raw vegan is because I couldn't find the food, or I couldn't sustain with raw vegan meals that I knew. With that wrap, it lasts for such a long period of time. It's amazing. One day I actually forgot that I made it, and it was sitting there for 2-3 weeks in a room temperature, and it was just perfectly fine. And also that was just wrap itself. It was just sitting in my dehydrator. But once you wrap it and put it in the fridge with all the veggies and pate that you might want to add, it lasts. For some reason, it lasts longer than like fresh vegetable. You would just put it in the fridge. I don't know why, but yeah. So that's definitely that hand wrap made me possible to go out of my home for several days comfortably. So Miranda, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I go hiking and stuff a lot too, but I guess I always just bring like fruit or dried fruit, something very simple, and I don't have to do a lot of stuff beforehand. But I'm going on a vacation in like a month and a half, so I'd like to try some new things I can bring along and be healthy and encourage my family to be healthier too, and not stop along the way at fast food places. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's good. And thanks for all that info.
Yeah, sure.
I love that. Okay, guys, we're bringing something out of our comfort zone. And thank you, everyone, for coming and everyone watching. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I love doing these. I love connecting and sharing recipes and talking to you guys. So,
We love you, Sky.
Yeah, we love you,
guys
Sky.
too. And I'll see everyone next month. Bye.
Yay.
Yeah. Thanks.